Today is January the 19th. It just started snowing outside. We are outside of Dollar Tree. We're gonna run in here to see what spring inventory they have out so far. First, we'll get into the flowers. There were so many varieties of flowers to choose from. They had African daisy, alyssum, bachelor's button, cosmos, California poppy, forget-me-not, baby's breath, morning glory, marigold, petunia, sunflower, and zinnias. There were also the larger packs of wildflower blends. They had them for pollinators, bird and butterfly, shady area, sunny area, hummingbirds, and they had the packs for the mammoth sunflower, zinnia, and impatiens. So these are their grow kits. They actually come with the pot, the seed pack, and the growing medium. This Dollar Tree had zinnias, cosmos, sunflowers, strawberries, and daisies. I actually think that this would be a fun weekend activity that you could get the whole family involved in. These flower rockets are slightly different than the growing kits. They don't come with the pot or the growing medium, but I think they still be fun to try. Next, we can get into the vegetables and herbs. The herbs that they had at this store were basil, cilantro, chives, dill, thyme, oregano, and parsley. This store was a bit picked over, but they still had plenty left. Beans, they had Cherokee Wax, Kentucky Wonder, Tender Green, and Top Crop. Detroit Dark Red Beets, Calabrese Broccoli, Early Golden Cabbage, Cantaloupe, Danvers 126 and Scarlet Nance Carrot, Snowball Axe Cauliflower. Cucumbers were Muncher, National Pickling, and Market More 76. Black Beauty Eggplant, Iceberg and Grand Rapids lettuce, white Lisbon bunching onion, Alaska peas. Peppers were Grand Bell mix, California Wonder and cayenne, jack-o'-lantern pumpkin, early scarlet globe and French breakfast radish, dark green zucchini, straight neck summer squash, sweet corn, Roma VF beefsteak and large cherry tomatoes, purple top turnips, and sugar baby watermelon. Next, we can talk about the pots and the planters. Not sure about in your area, but they have definitely upgraded these pots and planters this year. There were the rectangular pots. That's pretty good for herbs. The basic cylinder pots, they range from about 7 inches to 10 inches. Some were self-watering. There were different designs on them. And here we have the famous stackable planters that everyone loved to use for their strawberries. Here are some starter pots. The bigger size is about a 4.5 inch, and the smaller size is about a 3.5 inch. Here is a cloche. I've never bought one from here. I always just repurpose my gallon water jugs. I cut them in half and I use them just as you would a cloche. If I didn't have the gallon jugs, I'd definitely buy them. There were these plastic plant saucers available. They had them in three sizes: a 6, a 8, and 10 inch. Now, I know this is not a pot, but I learned early on that these will save you when you need to up pot your tomatoes and peppers. Just put a few holes in the bottom and use it just as you would a pot. It works great. Now, let us talk about some of the tools that this Dollar Tree had to offer. They had these garden spades. There were two different sizes, and they actually have measurements on engraved on the spade. They had these cultivators, so if you need to loosen up the soil before you plant out. They also had these pruning shears. They had the needlepoint and the serrated. They normally have the bypass too. I actually had got those last year. So here we have some garden gloves. I actually love these gloves. I'll have every style by the end of this season. Can't beat it for $1.25. These are the watering cans. There are about 4 colors there. They hold about a half a gallon. I will say you should probably be ready to buy about 1 or 2 of those if they're going to be left out in the elements. Finally, let's look at some of the decorations and the miscellaneous things that I came across. Here are some metal garden hooks. It's a 2-pack. We also have these plastic watering stakes, which I can't say worked too well for me. I mean, I might have been doing something wrong, but that's just my opinion. Here are a couple plant hangers. They had the metal ones and the rope. And here are some knee pads. And these come in handy when you're out there on your hands and knees tending to your garden. This store had the wire hanging baskets, which I always thought was so pretty to see on someone's porch. Here we have the hummingbird feeders. They also had the nectar for it. Here are some metal hanging plant brackets. They had the pinwheels. These come in handy if you're trying to keep birds or squirrels, chipmunks, or whatnot out of your garden. Just a few other garden decorations that they had out if you like this kind of thing. There were garden fences. There were a couple variations of solar lights. They had the spotlight kind, and then they just had the basic stake. Now, I'm not sure if it's new this year or not, but I had never seen this Coco Core seed starter, but I definitely grabbed some to see how these work out. Lastly, I wanted to show you the hula hoops. So I had been seeing people use these hula hoops, something like a low tunnel. They take dowels or stakes or something and put them in the ground. They cut the hula hoop in half and then attach the hula hoops to the dowels. And then they can use their netting, mesh cover, shade cloths, or polyplastic to help protect their plants or extend their growing season. Well, I guess that concludes our trip to the Dollar Tree. They have quite a bit out now. I'm sure they'll get more in. I'm so excited to start this new season with all the things that I learned last year in my first season of gardening. I can't wait to get started again this season. Please do join me on my journey on Grow, Gather, Thrive, where we're cultivating growth one seed at a time. See you later.